All right, everybody. Blair O'Donovan here. We got Svi Mykhailiuk, third-year player in the league, NBA for the Detroit Pistons. Really excited to have him on. NBA sharpshooter. Svi, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. So definitely excited to hear your journey and your story. Get our young athletes to know a lot more about you and your work ethic and what allows you to be an NBA elite shooter. So can you give us a little bit of background about your journey and where you're from and all that?
Yeah, so I started in Ukraine. I started playing pro, like actual pro, at the age of like 14, 15. And then when I turned 16, I moved to Kansas, University of Kansas. I had a lot of offers, but I picked Kansas, felt like it was a good fit for me. Spent 4 years there and ended up in LA my first year, and then got traded to the Pistons. And now I'm still in the Pistons going in my third year.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I got to back up a little bit. I apologize because I just know how I was at 14 years old, man. I have no idea
Yeah.
how in the world at 14, 15 years old, like, are you like feeling confident going into a pro team in the Ukraine? Like, what was that like, man? Was it nerve-wracking? Was it tough? How was that experience?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're 14 years old, you're really, really young, and going playing pro against some at that time back home was a really good league. People was making a lot of money. A lot of people was coming in from America, like really good players, and it was kind of tough at first, but then when you play there and coaches believe in you, give you a chance and give you a chance to take a mistake, and don't like sub you out right away. You learn quickly because you play like a lot of games, and then if you're a good player, they let you, they give you freedom, so you don't like be scared by the. I feel like in the middle of the season, like first game, obviously anywhere you play, it's gonna be like scared thing, nervous. But when you play more and more and more, and all the teammates support you every time, and you're the youngest one, I feel like starting early definitely helps.
Absolutely, I believe that. Now, like, your shooting ability is something I want to get to in this conversation. But like early on, when you were that young, was that a big part of your game, or was there other aspects of your game that were allowing you to play at that level early as a young athlete?
Uh, I was playing more of a point guard, and I was a good shooter, but I never really put a lot of attention to it. So
Mm.
I could shoot, but I never was like, okay, that's all I'm doing. And even now, it's not all I'm doing. But like my priority right now, I got really good shooter over time as well. Going to Kansas and playing there, then going to the NBA and like just working on my craft as a shooter. I feel like that helps a lot. But growing up, I could do everything, and I feel like I didn't really spend I didn't really spend time only for shooting. I trying to expand my game all around, but shooting was like one of my easiest thing that came to.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. And so, like, you spent, I remember, like, you got to Kansas at, I think, 17 years old. So super
Yeah,
young, like
my
college.
freshman year I was 17. Yeah,
Yep. And then not only that, I mean, you had 4 years of college basketball and finished at 21. And
yeah,
I mean, I know, and you certainly know, like the day and age of a college athlete playing 4 years and playing in the NBA, it's much more rare than it was maybe 10, 20 years ago. So, how was that experience in Kansas, and how did that development really help prepare you? Like, what ways did it really prepare?
it was great. He's way different than European basketball, and me coming in there was like a different world. But just getting adjusted to a new type of a game, and it was more closer to the NBA style of game because everybody know their roles and less margin for mistake. Because if you don't play good, you're not gonna play, obviously. And they just make you sharper, especially going to big time schools where there's a lot of competition for a lot of players in your position. Every year come like 4 or 5 All Americans, and it's been great. It definitely got me right mentally and physically, and I feel like mental part is the main part that helped me a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what are some of the habits that you really picked up there? Like just a quick habit that could really benefit a kid. Something you picked up at Kansas. Whether it was just a structure of a specific training schedule or learning something on the nutrition side. Like what was something that
I would say it is a lot because as for me, I was really young athlete at 17 years old, going in there like starting with a simple thing like stretch before practice because when you're young you don't really feel it, but like people start learning that. I feel bad for people who start learning it late
Yeah.
because like sometimes it's not too late, but it's like you shorten up your career if you don't stretch and you just like all your joints and muscles and like they just getting beaten up for no reason. So and when I was young as well, like when I was like 15, 14, 16, I was like coming in, just start dunking right away. And people would be like, man, what you doing? Like, I was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm warm. They were like, nah, like, you gotta go warm up because like right now you don't feel it. In like 5, 7 years, you definitely gonna feel it. And me being around the older guys, a lot of pros, I feel like just getting the knowledge from them, just simple things that, and then get your routine, get your food. Food, that's another thing. When you're young, your metabolism is so fast, so it don't matter what you eat, you're never gonna feel it. But like moving forward, like 20, 22 years old, you start like not struggling, but like even me right now, I start eating really, really healthy. And sometimes when I get like some other food, like I feel different. And
Yeah.
then I'll be like, damn, like I don't feel really as good as I felt when I ate like really good food. So there's like two simple things that came off right in my head.
No, that's helpful. Yeah. And, one of my, I don't know that many people know this, but we spent some time together in the summers and all that at Healthy Baller. And, I really appreciated the time to get to work with you and all that. Your work ethic was, off the charts. But I remember a couple of summers we had nutritional conversations,
Yeah,
and I think it was at sort of that point in your life where you're starting to realize like certain foods were not helping you feel as good and perform. And
yeah, definitely, definitely.
that obviously, like you said, that takes time to figure out. That's not an overnight process. And you had
Yeah,
spent so much time already, learning that. And I'm sure at this point in time, even only 3 years in the league, you probably have it more fine tuned and probably have a very specific routine. Is that right?
yeah, definitely. I'm trying to eat not the same food, but I kind of like before the games when we have I don't know chef and stuff. I try to order not order. They obviously cook there, so I'm trying to get in the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and we have dietitians as well. So if you want any advice, you go to them. Ask. But as for me, I'm trying to eat same food. Like I don't really get tired of the same food. I know like some people like different stuff. Like for me, I can eat
Yeah.
same stuff for like years. Like I don't really care. But I mean some people really like food, so they be like trying to switch it up. But
So what's
yeah,
your
like
go-to meal? What's your go-to pregame?
pregame, I used to get rice with chicken and shrimp and veggies. That's about it. As simple as it
Nice.
gets.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, you know what works for you. So
Yeah,
everybody's a little bit different, but obviously,
right.
like I said, that takes time to figure out. Maybe you have a meal that you didn't feel great, you feel heavy, and now you
Yeah,
figured it out. That's a percentage in the direction of where you want to go.
yeah,
That's awesome. I've been reading online a little bit, and obviously I follow your game a ton because I know you and all. But I mean, I'm loving what I'm hearing online, like with your teammates, loving how they know you can make a big impact on the game. There's mentioning that you're a super workhorse, you're a student of the game. I can certainly believe that as I have experience with you. But like, what allows you to be a workhorse, or what does being a workhorse mean to you if you call yourself a workhorse? Because everybody's in the NBA, everybody's really good in the NBA, but what's separating you right now, you know, in that respect?
I feel like the details because I mean everybody can come in and just work. Like everybody can come in and be in the gym for 2 hours, but I feel like for me, as details is not it's not like you can just work and don't get results because you don't do recovery after, you don't learn, you don't watch film, you don't watch what you did in the game, so you learn from that. I feel like that's all together is a work because if you just come in the gym and work for 2 or like 10 hours straight, and then you obviously put the time in, but and then you go home and like don't do anything and come back, do same stuff and don't do recovery, don't watch film, don't, take care of your body, don't do a diet. I feel like that's not gonna work out well for you. And obviously I don't think you can survive that long if you don't take care of your body and the diet. I mean, some people can, but it's really, really, really rare unless you're blessed with a great body and like some crazy joints and muscle. They're never gonna like robotic stuff. But I feel like all the details and all this small stuff that people don't really pay attention to it. I feel like that's what counts for me is work.
And so being it sounds like you're a big film guy. So are you spending a little bit of time on film with different coaches every day? Are you just taking pieces of the puzzle from the previous game and going over that? Like what's your approach on the mental side?
Yeah, I have like same coach. I'll be with like as in a team. I'll be working with every day, and even after every game, we go through my shots, and then watch that, then watch other people what they do, trying to get all the small details from every player, what I can do in a game, and trying to find whatever thing he do the best in his role, I can get it to me, and then I can use it in the game. So it's not like only one player. I get the best thing from every player, what they do, and then I learn from that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that aspect. Just picking out those finer tuned pieces and seeing how it can apply to your game or how you can guard them a little bit better. Now, it's obviously well known in the scouting report you're a sharpshooter. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the things you can do among many things in your skill set. And I've always wondered, man, because like I'm just so amazed at seeing certain players like just be able to score no matter what. They know you're going to be able to shoot threes and try and get it off. But in terms of your mental approach and in terms of your footwork, what are some key aspects that you use to like really separate yourself? Because obviously you just need a little bit of room to get that shot off, and everybody in the NBA is super fast, athletic, right? So
Yeah.
what allows you to get your shot?
I mean, first of all, my arms are so short, so I don't really need much time to take it off. But but yeah, mental. I feel like mental aspect. I didn't really realize how big it is till I think like my mid of second year, and like even right now, it's really playing big part in the game and in you as a player, because if you're not right mentally, and if you don't really take care of it, and if you talk to yourself in your head not in a good way, it's definitely not going to help you in the game. And doing that and then watching film with the guy with the coaches, and it's 82 games in the season, and you can't really take rough every game. And as when you get to the NBA, you young guys, you'll hear a lot as like, hey man, next game, like it don't matter what happened yesterday, we got next game tomorrow. So if you really think, if you go next game, you think what happened yesterday or last game, you're gonna even fuck up more.
Yeah.
So it's like you just gotta take it one day at a time. Whatever happened. You got it next game. And as people say, especially with shooting, they be like, next shot is the best shot. So whatever you shoot, don't matter you miss 6, 7, percentage don't lie. And if you can shoot, you can shoot.
Yeah.
And if you work for it, you work for it the whole life. Trust your work, because it's no thing that you've been shooting really well and then in one night you forgot how to shoot. It can't. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you just think about next play, next shot, and just taking care of your mental is really really big, as I've been learning so far. And about the footwork, I feel like that's one of the main things as well. For me, helped because I used to play soccer when I was a kid.
Okay.
It kind of helped me, but just working on it first of all. What I do, I usually watch the shots I took, and the plays we run. So I'm picking out every like every play that ran for me, or every play that where I'm gonna take a shot, trying to master that play and trying to master the footwork for the play. Now, like couple footworks depends where the ball at, but
Yeah.
trying to do it slow at first just to get a feel, and then obviously you're gonna do it every day before practice, after practice, coming in at night. But just doing those things at first to get a feel for the footwork, and then when you can do it perfectly slow, when you're slow, then you can move up the speed. Because if you start doing it really really fast, I don't feel like that's healthy, because obviously you're not gonna do it right the first time, and then sometimes you're gonna not fall through, sometimes you don't get to bend your legs. So I feel like start slow is really really good example of how you're gonna see whenever you do the action or whenever you do a shot. Just start it slow so you see your how it's moving slow, and then you can add up the speed.
Yeah, I love that. I love that concept of like really, staying very game specific. Just to your specific role and your footwork and your actions in the game, and making sure you're excellent at those. And obviously, it's not like you wouldn't encounter some other action in the game. Things happen, and
Yeah,
it's
obviously, basketball is not like just one thing. You obviously do other things, but you got to think most of the time when and where you're gonna get your shots off.
So even as an elite shooter, I mean, you're going to have off days sometimes. So your concept and mindset is just like, just keep shooting and next play, right? Just focus on, don't worry about the last one. Just focus on the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, as for me, as right now, 2 games in, I didn't really shoot well, but for me, it's the next game, and I know I can shoot the ball. I put a lot of work in the whole summer, working out twice a day, every day. I've been doing it. That's what people pay me for to do. That's what coaches believe me to do, to make shots. So it's not like you just gotta let it go, and it's not the end of the world. Like, what's going to happen? The worst thing can happen, sub you out. That's maybe, but that's like
team, I guess.
that's not the end of the world. And I feel like just don't think about it. Next shot is the best shot, and always trying to be positive, because if you're always negative, I don't think it's going to work out well as well. Because if you're negative, you're always going to get down on yourself. You're always going to get hard on yourself, and then at the end of the day, you're going to be like, damn, I can't make a shot. I suck, blah, 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 blah. Taking all your energy out of you, and then it's just not good for your health.
Yeah, no, I love that aspect. I mean, one thing that really sort of, it's easy for us to see watching the game live or watching it on TV is like body language. One thing I noticed with you is that make or miss, you don't really change your body language. It's just you going about your business and work.
I try to be better. I try to be better about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural to want to, to be pissed off and sort of like, get emotional and stuff. But I rarely see you kind of go off the ledge a little bit where you really just, you look visibly angry, right? It's not like you're not frustrated inside. You miss a shot here and there when you're capable, but like I think it's such a different thing to show your full body language, and that obviously affects your mindset.
Even if you get frustrated, the game's still going. So if you get frustrated, like, you gotta go back on defense. And if you're frustrated going on defense, think about a shot, they're gonna score right away.
Yeah.
Then coach gonna get on you. Why didn't you get back on defense while you still think about missing a shot? Then that's what definitely gonna hurt you, and that's what definitely gonna get yourself out.
Yeah, there you go. Then you're definitely sitting next to coach. That's right. Yeah. No, this is great so far, man. This is awesome. I know there's a lot of great stuff for our young kids. And see, let's finish off with, can you tell us your game day routine? I'd love to know like how your day starts, and sort of just a quick run through like a game day. Like, do you get a lift, before the game, after, like just little details like that would be awesome to hear.
Yeah. So when I started in LA, I didn't really play much. So as a lift wise, I used to lift after the game, if I don't play. And right now, obviously, I play. So I usually have shoot around. Either it's in the morning shoot around or before the game. So if it's a before the game shoot around, I go in the morning, I get my shots up and I lift. Then I go to sleep, come back, we do shoot around, then get my food, and then game. If it's a shoot around early, we do shoot around, get my shots up after, I do lift after. Always on a game day, I do lift. And, then going back, I need to take 2 hours nap always before the game. I feel like that really, really helps. And then going to the game, and then getting my same food, getting my same shots before the game, and then the game.
And so lifting, so you're a game day lifter, so is that, are you ever lifting on non-game days? Or are you trying to keep everything, all the stress on one day?
Yeah, I do. I just like as a game day, I always trying to get the game day lift. But yeah, I do lift on the regular day basis as well.
Yeah. And that lift you do earlier in the day helps you feel better for that game later on, right? The style of lift you do.
That's what it's not like really super crazy lift, but I feel like it's getting your body ready for a game, even if you do it like in the morning.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. Just all these little details, they add up to helping you prepare and
Yeah,
perform and be an elite level shooter in the league. So it's
yeah.
great to hear.
I feel like people don't really realize that lifting is not like really getting stronger. Lifting is like take care of your body, because if you lift, you get your muscles strong, and it's like prevents you from hurting yourself. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's the main details that people are really missing.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to utilize the weight training, and in the NBA, obviously, it's such a tough time to schedule because you guys are under so much stress, especially yourself that's playing a lot of minutes. So
Yeah,
the type of lifting you're doing and the timing of it is really critical and has to be strategic. But it's great that you got a routine there. So,
yeah,
hey man, this has been awesome. I appreciate your time. I know you've had a busy day-to-day traveling and all that. So
yeah. All
really
good.
appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it.
And, yeah, man, really appreciate it. And want to wish you luck the best of the season. I know we'll all be watching. And thanks for sharing with our Healthy Baller community, man. And I know we'll stay in touch. So appreciate it and talk to you
Yeah,
soon.
thank you, Blair. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.